Hey, food for thought. Just off the top of my head. Today is January the 31st, 2020. It was my last day of radiation. I was in radiation in October of 2019 for a month, and I just finished radiation again. Over the last 13 years or so, I've been battling cancer of the bone marrow in the plasma cell, multiple myeloma. Um, the Most High has been really good to me. Um, I have lost in these years quite a few associates and friends to this germ they call cancer. And what I really wanted to talk about is a couple of spiritual things, such as um, I have a friend, I had um, a good acquaintance who was a friend of the family's who passed away last week. Her viewing is today and her homegoing is tomorrow. And she suffered from the same cancer that I have, but she only lived a short time, not as many years as I've been battling. God rest her soul. But a couple other things I wanted to talk about. I don't believe in idol worshiping, and I don't believe in fame. Um, God, or let's say, let's go a little higher and a little deeper, since we are gods and goddesses, but yet there is God Almighty. God Almighty don't have a perspective of a person. God Almighty, His exalted majesty, um, the creator of the heavens and the earth and all beyond, don't have any perspective of a person. In God's eyes, it's righteousness. He's the only one can read the soul. So the loss of all my friends, my acquaintance, my earthly mother, and all that is heart wrenching. But what I've seen over many years, beautiful people like Whitney Houston and Prince, and um, I can go on and on and on. It's been many entertainers who have passed on, and they have this. America has a media that full of propaganda that makes blow up things into fame, um, and God once the soul, which belongs to God. I mean, once it leave the body, it's gone. And so America is a trip. They wish up all these people into fame. And anyone who leaves this realm all leave some type of family and friends behind, and they grieve just as much. I don't want to mention no names. It's just that this past week, it's been so much about fame and people. I was reading something on the internet about this kid said, I didn't even cry for my uncle, but I cried for, this famous person. I can't say because I'm not into a lot of barbaric things. Y'all can say what you want, but to me, a lot of sports are barbaric. I remember the days that black people couldn't even play sports. Also, I remember when um, they would, the gladiators would use us to kill us. I mean, if you go through history, um, what I'm trying to say is once the soul leaves the body is a body. It's gone. Instantly, the soul belongs to God, the creator. It doesn't belong to man. And like I said, there's no perspective of a person in the creator's eyes. He created all souls. So one soul is no better than the next soul. And What happens in America, the media, it's like the same thing over and over and over. It just bombard. And some things that's important get missed because the American media, I mean, it's like just send out propaganda over and over and over and over and over. And then because of technology, we have all this stuff. I mean, we have the internet, we have all kind of stuff. We have, I mean, seriously, all kind of things. Your phone, it's just so much. So the propaganda goes on and on and on. If you want to turn on your phone just to look at something, propaganda pops up. I mean, and then it's just, it's horrible. So what I find myself doing is literally cutting my phone off 2 and 3 days a week, literally, because I can't take it. I mean, I really can't take all this propaganda. And I try not to watch too much television. I like movies, so I buy a lot of movies because I don't like the hype. I mean, what, the last year or so, Trump, 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 Trump. It doesn't make any difference because it's already been decided who's going to go into office, what your vote is. It doesn't count. I mean, so all the stuff that, you hear in the propaganda, it doesn't matter. What's chosen is already chosen. I mean, do you really think that in America, in Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, that you really have a say? I mean, come on, get real, you know? And the few that is have sold their soul to the system and become fame. They had to sell something now. That's other protocols. You can't just reach fame just to reach fame. You have to be on sold something of yourself to reach fame. I don't know how knowledgeable y'all are, but you can't get that far without selling something of self, your soul. Okay? The paper dollar in America has no value, no gold backing. Okay? It doesn't. America's in trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars worth of debt. Okay? It don't have any money. So if you rich on paper, it's one thing. Now you go to the bank and tell them, I need $1,000,000. You think they're gonna give you $1,000,000 cash? They're gonna ask you what you want your money for, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You're not free here in the hells of Babylon. You can think you are, but you're not. Okay? I know that I'm dealing with this germ. Okay? But I'm happy. I like to find peace. Okay? I don't like all the rhetoric. I'm not so much of a person that be out in the public anymore. Not because I got this germ in my body. It's just that it's nothing out there. The same stuff over and over and over and over and over. I don't miss certain things. I mean, God has been really good to me in my 60 something years, almost 70 years. God has been really, really good to me. He have allowed me to travel his earth to many, many, many countries. He allowed me as a young girl right out of high school to travel the United States. And I've seen so much. Okay? I'm not better than nobody else, but I be doggone if anybody's better than me. We all bleed the same color. We all breathe the same air. And the one thing God reserved for himself, he says for himself, is surely you born, surely you gonna die. And he says, no man knoweth the hour. He reserved that for himself. You don't know when you're gonna die, how you're gonna die, and where you're gonna die. But if you born within this earth, you're gonna die. Surely you're gonna die. I don't care if you're in perfect health. I don't care if you got all the money in the world. It just doesn't make any difference. It really don't. Because his exalted majesty, one who created the heavens and the earth and the void beyond, promised that for himself. And then, he deals with things like he wants you to give your whole heart, your whole mind, your whole body, your whole soul. So God is a jealous God. So if you worshiping, idol worshiping, you think God like that when he don't told you he's a jealous God, put nobody else before him? Wake up, people. Understand the things that you're doing. Don't worship fame. Don't put nothing before God Almighty. God is a jealous God. I think I'm done. I just had to get this off my mind. It's been sort of bothering me the last few days, especially going through radiation. You have lots of time to think sitting in the machines, and then when you come home from radiation, for all those that don't had to go through it, hopefully you succeeded. Man, radiation wipe you out. You be so tired. That's all you can do is just rest, think, meditate, and pray. Guys, have a blessed day. Going into, in America, every day is Black History Day to me. But tomorrow is February the 1st, going into Black History Month in Babylon. Guys, thank you for listening. And I hope and pray that you understand some of the ratifications of the things I just said. Love you. For real. Because I love God first, then me, so I could truly say that I love other people. Good night.